Well, I've been a few days getting back to you, and the Cubs won. We enjoyed the Skybox. We all ate and drank more than we should have, and now we're heading back. It's the morning in California. The mornings in the summer have overcast fog, and it's pretty much on the deck. It's an inversion where you climb out of it at about 2,000 feet, so you're on top, but you have to make a departure, instrument departure, and an instrument approach, which we have set up here. I don't know what altitude they're going to send us up to, but this is probably 6,000 feet, so we'll click that in, but we're just shooting down offshore with a straight-in approach to runway 10, which is the instrument approach to the east, off from offshore to onshore and land. We're going to click fly. Excuse me. I haven't figured out what the Xbox controller is doing on my screen, but we've gone through a few little changes, not anything drastic, but it's showing that looks like a 172, maybe in the Alps. I don't recognize it. Swiss Alps.
San Francisco Tower, Cessna 527 Bravo Charlie at runway 28 left, ready for departure IFR to Monterey.
And we go ahead and click that, and we're gonna lighten it up here a little bit. We don't need it this dark. I don't know why it's that dark. That's a little better. Yeah, we can see a little better there. Let's go outside. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And that's about it. It's very, very thin overcast. And we have a few things to set up here. So we'll go over a couple of notches, and we'll take the altitude up to 6,000 feet. First of all, you look at the communication telling us what our clearance is. It's 10,000, so we'll take it up to 10,000 feet, and that usually this trip a jet would probably go to 20,000, maybe 24,000. We'll hope they stay down low, and we'll climb at about 2,500 feet a minute. It's 2,600 feet, and we're going to use the nav, and we'll just go ahead and pop this down here, pop this off, and we can go over 1 if we like. That may be more lined up with what the pilot would be looking at. You can see the yoke right here, but I like to be able to have access to the numbers up here, and also I bring it in closer so it's visible on smaller screens out there. This is fun where you're in close, you're just looking at the airport chart right here and taking off on 28 left, and then we'll be heading south. Well, initially we're heading north, but we'll be heading south to Monterey. So we'll take the brakes off, and we'll click this on, and we'll just go ahead and watch as we take off. We'll be going on to autopilot, and everything will be automatic. We could get over a little more into the center. There we go. Yeah. Get up to 100. I like to look back at it coming off the ground. And the wheels up, and the flaps up. There we go. I always like that view.
Charlie, contact NorCal, departure on 120.9er. Good day.
Okay. Now we turn on the autopilot.
Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie.
The autopilot's on. And we'll look back and make sure, yeah, see we have our, so it's a straight out departure. So we didn't have to start any turn. And we're climbing, let's see, we're climbing at 3,000 feet a minute. We'll go to NorCal departure. We were going to 10,000 feet.
NorCal departure Cessna 527 Bravo Charlie is at 2,900 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
Cessna 527 Bravo Charlie, NorCal, departure altimeter 29.902 radar contact. Continue to Senzi.
There we go. So at full power, we see right here on the instrument panel that the barber pole, the never exceed, was coming up. So we need to keep that. Let's see that we are still climbing at 2750 a minute. We're at 5,000 feet. We're in the soup. You can see we're making a left turn to head down the coast. So our autopilot is functioning normally. We can go outside, look at that. Yep, we're still climbing. We're at 244, so we're a little bit over the speed limit, but again, this is called simulation, so we're not going to really break any rules. Now, if this was a simulation and I was being tested, I'd have to comply or I'd fail the test. Let's go back inside, and you can see we're right on course in the center console. This is for traffic over here, this extra little one. You can either have that in the pilot's screen here, or you can leave it out.
Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie, climb and maintain flight level 200.
So they want us to go higher, which is all right. And we have to, I always forget to acknowledge, I can just go ahead.
Climb and maintain flight level 200 Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie.
And we have to do the vertical speed.
Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie, contact Oakland Center on 119.475. Good day.
Okay. And it's still climbing. We got it now at 2650 feet per minute. Something like that.
Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie, did you hear my last transmission?
See, they always get me on that.
119.475 Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie. Goodbye.
We should be on top by now. So I have to reset the weather because I wanted it to just go like the coastal fog. That's all right. Contact Oakland Center.
Oakland Center Cessna 527 Bravo Charlie is passing 11,200 feet, climbing flight level 200.
Cessna 527 Bravo Charlie.
Oh yeah,
Oakland
we're
Center altimeter 29.902 radar
we're on
contact.
top.
Continue.
We're on top. I just didn't want to see the land. Being in the soup is boring. And maybe we're looking at the coastline there, and you would see any mountains. Say the tops of the clouds, which normally in the summer they're about 2,000 feet. The blanket of fog, I call it, goes from about 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 feet above ground level to 2,000 feet, where you have the inversion. So you go from 60 degrees to 80 degrees, and that's where the clouds don't go any higher than the temperature allows them to go. Clouds don't hang around very long in 80 degrees, unless you're in a muggy area. Okay, we're 1,500 1500. We're still climbing. Everything looks good in here. AT auto on. I don't know what that means, but oh, auto throttle. Auto throttle is on. So let's see what. So yeah, see. So we're down at 130. We should be up at 200. Let's go here. Yeah, so we want to be at 200. I haven't figured out the auto throttle on this at this point, as you can tell. Anyway, the warning let me know that we need to go ahead and put it up to full throttle until we get up to about 250. And at this altitude, full throttle, it might not exceed the power settings. So you gotta always fly the aircraft.
Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Yeah, this is crazy. No, we're not going any higher. We're not going to listen to that. We asked for a low altitude, and I don't know why.
Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie, did you hear my last transmission?
No, we're just going to 20. We're going to cancel IFR. We don't need to listen to them tell us. We have
Climb
to
and maintain
acknowledge
flight level
first.
300 Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie.
Oh, let's go with it. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Going up to 300. So we move this over. It's such a short trip. There's no traffic out here at 20,000 feet. It's just formality, I guess. And we need the vertical speed going up at 2,500 feet a minute. How about 2,400 feet a minute? We can look on here, see how we're doing so here's San Francisco, so we are heading down the coast. Now look at this, from Seagull to Cyprus. I'm glad I put it on. Let's get this in a little closer. See, so they're gonna send us down to the south to Big Sur. No wonder they want to send us up so high. So we're going to go to Z-bed. So we're going to change our plan. We're going to cancel our IFR. Let's do that. And we're going to stop this going up. We're going to move this back down to 9,000 feet. We're going to put this in the down, going down at about, let's see, about down at about 1,500 feet a minute. And we're going to cancel IFR. And we're going to bring this back. Cancel IFR.
Oakland Center Cessna 7 Bravo Charlie would like to cancel IFR.
And we have to go and put
Cessna
this
7 Bravo
to
Charlie
Z-bed.
IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR.
To
Frequency
Z-bed.
change approved.
Direct.
Good day.
So we're going to change our flight plan to Z-bed. There we go. We're going to start heading in there. We aren't going to get any more of this. And we're going to look at Z-bed here. Yeah. So we're up off of Santa Cruz. We're at Seagull, and we're going direct to Z-bed and then on into Monterey. And we're going down to 9,000. We're going to go down. There's nothing out here. We're going to go down to 2,000 feet. So we got to go back up. That looks like it's all right. And we're going to change the altitude down to 2,000 feet. Actually, it's 1900 to intercept the glide slope. Everything here is on normal. We're at 270, which is good. Our speed is good. We're coming down in altitude, 20,000. We got to come down at 3,000 feet a minute. Let's go down at 3,000 feet a minute. That's good. That'll increase it, so we'll get down faster. That'll get us down by the time we get to Z-bed. So I need to go back to school. Here I am, 87 years old, and I think I'm flying a jet. This is crazy, but hey, I had to deal with some tax stuff this morning, and that takes the air out of my tires. But I get all pumped up over this stuff. Thank you for watching my stuff. So here we are. We're 297. We can look outside. This looks fun. We are in instrument conditions. They're not solid, but we're going to go in and out of the clouds. And we are at 16,000 feet, descending to 1,900 feet. And the only thing we have left to do, our speed is good. We're truing out at 385 knots. And we're not exceeding our red line, the barber pole. So we now can get rid of this because I know where I am. I've done this. I got my instrument rating in Monterey in 1968, 67, somewhere in there. And looking out at this, and this is the reason I got my instrument rating, because if you go out in the daytime and you try to come back at night, we went up to visit Oakland Tower with a bunch of people out of my flying club. I had a flying club when I was going to the college, Monterey Peninsula College, and we had a flying club, and I was the president. So we went up to visit the tower at Oakland Airport, and it was all the new airport out there. We went to the main terminal, crawled up in the tower. It was a fine time. When we got back, I think we had the Cherokee 6 at the time. When we got back in the airplane and started heading down a VFR, because I didn't have an instrument rating, we started heading back VFR down the peninsula past San Jose, and it was dark. It was maybe 9, 10 o'clock at night, summertime, I believe. And of course the coastal fog had come in, like this blanket we're looking at now, and we were under it. And of course it obscures the terrain, the hills. So when we got down below by San Jose down to Morgan Hill and Gilroy, we could go no farther. The hills were obscured. So I'm thinking, well, I guess we're going to have to land south of San Jose and stay for the night there, and just then, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted the lights of what I presume now is Watsonville. And if I knew I got to Watsonville, I knew I was past the coastal range and could proceed down to Monterey. I guess I could have broken the rules and climbed to on top and then gotten over to the Salinas Valley, dropped back down in the Salinas Valley where the fog hadn't obscured the valley. Salinas, we just overspeeded, so we just take the throttle back and then come back up so we keep our speed. We don't need that much speed. We can use our air brakes or use our look at we're down under we're under the fog. So let's just bring the fog back in down to 200 feet. So we need to do the fog overcast. So we bring these all down to 200 feet. So at the bottom, we're going to put down at about 400 feet. Tops. There we go. All right. Now I don't know what we're doing at this point. We need to turn. Oh, we're doing a procedure turn. That's what we're doing. So we need to slow down for the procedure turn. We're staying with it. We're staying with it. We could pull up our other chart to see what that looks like. We probably could change these charts to look at it, but I'm not good at that. Let's see if the approach goes on. We're down at 1900 feet, and we're doing our procedure turn to end up back on the ILS. And we should come around to 290. We'll keep the speed up so it doesn't take us all day. And we could look on here so you can see what it looks like. Anyway, we made it back in. So here we are in the racetrack, which is the holding pattern. So we'll just come one time around and come back in for the approach and land. That's kind of fun. Well, let's see what our speed is. 200 something. That's good. That's good. We don't have anything hanging out. Nope. And we're in the soup. That's fun. I probably could do this in what I got my instrument rating in a Cherokee 140, flying it by myself. And on this, I'd need a co-pilot. I seem to be able to handle it fairly well with the TBM for some reason, but then the TBM doesn't have the auto throttle on the TBM. I just haven't learned how to use the auto throttle. Here it is, right here. Speed mode. And I think we'll just leave it here. If we put it on, well, I'm not gonna mess with it. Let's let it make the approach and get us back on the ground in one piece. If you haven't made a procedure turn or gone into a holding pattern before, sometimes the procedure turn just goes around to here and then just comes right back in at 45 to the final approach course. and on into Monterey. Here you'll see Monterey right down there. This is Pacific Grove, as you probably already know, and we come right in over Spanish Bay, which actually, no, right in over Silomar. Just that is Spanish Bay, just under that diamond. Here we'll make it a little larger. That is Spanish Bay right there, and then the hotel and the golf course is right here. This is Point Joe right out here. Part of and Pebble Beach is right over here. I used to call this a Scotty Dog, and this is actually a lake. Looks like a little eye right there, and there are the ears, and there's the snout of the Scotty Dog. Is this peninsula right here, with Monterey right down here where I'm back, and you go out Cannery Road to Pacific Grove is out there, and on around to Pebble Beach, and then over on this bay is Carmel Bay right over there. So we're heading back in, and we should start seeing right here. Let's go in closer. So we should start seeing the diamond of which is the glide slope will start coming into view. It's going over our head at this time, and we intercept the glide slope right at Silomar is where the outer marker is right there. I guess they call that Minnock is the outer marker. And we used to use a marker beacon, which on this airplane I don't even think you have a marker beacon. If there is one, it'll probably show up in here someplace, which is an indicator that you're over the outer marker, and that's where you start down the glide slope. Why we didn't just come into Z-bed, make a 45-degree angle turn to the left, that's knowledge I don't have on that. And why? Well, they might, for traffic reasons, send us down to Big Sur, which is what they were doing before I canceled the IFR. Questions? This is not for your instruction. This is just for your entertainment. And we go outside and look at this. We can see down through the thin fog. We're coming right up on the coastline here. But you wouldn't want to go ahead and let down. And we have hit the glide slope. So this is all green now. And you see the glide slope has turned to a magenta color or pink. And that diamond will stay locked on that diamond. And that will take us down to the runway. We'll get right in here behind, and up here we'll start seeing the strobe lights of the airport. This is where we have to start waking up, bring in the flap, put the gear down, do the checklist. Get slowed down here, and another notch of flap. There's downtown Monterey. Now I see the airport. One more notch of flap. And we need to get slowed down to 150. That's a good speed right there. Try to got all the stuff hanging out, so we keep it at 135. And this airplane, that's okay.
200.
And this is how it looks inside.
100.
And then we turn the autopilot off.
30.
Come back on the power. There we go. There we go. And we put the flaps up. We got the spoilers out. Put the brakes on. We could have done the thrust reversers, but on this little setup I have, once you get it into reverse, you can't get it out of reverse. I don't know. I have a great computer with my Dell Alienware. It's called a gamer setup. Even that didn't come through with enough RAM. This booting up takes quite a bit of time if you don't have enough RAM. So my Guru immediately probably breached the warranty, opened up my Alienware from Dell and put in more RAM and put in a more powerful graphics card. But Dell was pretty good. They didn't know what game I was gonna be playing. We tried to do it online, and we didn't talk to anybody specifically. So anyway, we could go in and look on the airport here. Look right on the airport. Right there. So we'll go down to Millionaire, which is down at the far end. My stomping grounds have been torn down for extra parking. They got this runway long enough to, and we're going too fast, obviously. But Millionaire is down here where most of the big jets go now, where they all go. Right down in here. And this was the old runway that was closed probably back in the 80s because they had to make the airport bigger. So we'll just and we aren't going to worry about following this guy, but the lobby is there on the right. We'll just go in here on the left and park. Here we go. And we're at Monterey. Get down here, show where we are, right there. My granddaughter's going to be taking flying lessons, and she's going to get in her little 172 right here. That's a long taxi. I never had to taxi that far to take off. She'll be taking off on 28. The prevailing wind here is from the west, from the ocean. So the way we landed was with the wind. And it's usually about 5 to 8 knots this time of year. This time in the morning. It picks up in the afternoon as the valleys get warmer. Okay, we'll look back here. You see how the fog doesn't come down on the ground normally in the summertime? You have a gap between the ground, and we're at 200 feet here. No, we're at the far end, so we're at 160 feet. So it gets up a little higher on the other end of the runway. So we did land uphill, I would say. Okay, so now we are going to go inside the aircraft and get right down here. Turn off the left engine, turn off the right engine, and go back outside. Turn off the landing lights. There's the landing lights, taxi lights. Yeah, right down here is where we saw her little Cessna 172. Little golf course right off the wingtip. We used to call it the Navy course. Now it's Monterey Pines. Golf courses all over the place. Oh, there's our bus. Okay, see you later. We don't want to miss our bus. Bye.